Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. It's just Marco here once again, and I am here today to continue the American Horror Story Fuck, Marry, Kill tournament. We left off with a couple of more rounds to do for the first half, so we are only covering characters from the first half of the series. The first 6 seasons, I mean. And as soon as the new terrible season finishes, we will finish up this tournament for now. I'm really excited, though, because this is kind of like a different way of doing like the female characters ranked from hot to hottest. Because I thought this method of doing things kind of leaves more room for like personality stuff and, talking about that instead of just talking about looks, ironically, since the title is very crude. It just feels like with when you're ranking them all, it can get just a little bit more about looks instead of personality, and I think that here, there's much more of a chance where you can get into the personality and why you like them as characters, rather than just that person looks really good, and that person looks even better. So, round 2. Basically what I did was from the first round, I took all the characters who I put as marry, that I would marry them, and I am going to pair them all up in this next round. There was one group where there were only 2 people, though, so I did have to get another person from the round 1, and the person that I chose was the real Lee Harris from season 6. I decided to give her a redemption since I felt like I was sad that she got eliminated so soon, and I felt like, let's give her a whirl. So, round 2. We got, the first one is Misty Day, the Countess, and Hypodermic Sally. Now, I would hook up with Misty Day out of this grouping because the Countess is here. Okay, if the Countess wasn't in this round, I probably would have gone with Misty, but this is a really tough grouping here. I mean, you have 3 people who honestly, any one of the 3 I would be pretty happy with. Misty Day, though, I just feel like you could really have a good time with her eating New Orleans food, eating swamp vegetables and eating swamp meats and, having, swamp relations and just like, that just sounds fun. That just sounds like something that it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I feel like you can meet people like Hypodermic Sally all over the place. You can't meet anyone like Misty Day. Plus, she can bring you back to life, and she can bring herself back to life. The only reason why I didn't put her as Mary is because of the Countess. And speaking of the Countess, she's easily the one that I would choose to marry. I mean, that is too good to pass up. And, you become immortal immediately because she's not going to want you to leave her because she's got this issue where, well, actually, it depends on when we're talking about the Countess because she had that shitty, what was that guy, Rudolph Valentino, that she was really in love with, and that was her true love or some shit. So, like, maybe she wouldn't care if he was still alive, but then he got killed, so, But yeah, still, I would marry her, and then sadly, I would have to kill Hypodermic Sally, even though I said in the first round that I bet she would make it very far. It turns out she's gone. And the reason why is just because the other 2 are a little bit more unique. And they seem like they're a little bit better, neither of those other ones are like edgy and emo Like, Hypodermic Sally with her little Instagram thing where she's just, like, posting, like, fuck the world, fuck everything, fuck this, fuck that. Like, I feel like she's, like, even more extreme version of me. Because some people already pretend like I'm a negative reviewer because I'm honest and I review things fairly. But I feel like she's on another level where she's just, like, classic, like, F everything, F this, F that, because she's edgy. The edge queen. And that got her eliminated. Next up, we have Madison Montgomery from Season 3, Bonnie, the kidnapped girl from Season 4, and Marie Laveau from Season 3. You guys are going to be shocked at this round. Madison Montgomery, I would marry her out of this group, and I'll tell you why. She's got all the powers without any of the baggage. She doesn't have any contract with a demon or something like that. She's got all these powers to herself. She's an actress. She's cool. If you were with her, you could feel like you're powerful, maybe. I don't know. Like, I just feel like in an ideal world, you could really have a good relationship with her. Now, I don't know how things would turn out because she does seem like the type who would, do the same kind of Hollywood type of thing, which would be like divorce and stuff like that, which that is like the biggest drawback, I think, about relationships in Hollywood is you see so many people and they get divorced and it's like, fuck that shit. Like, that's just, ugh. Like, that's like, because it's like, it's become so commonplace in society that you just almost have to wonder why. And you have to wonder, like, why back then it seemed like there were a lot more happier relationships. And I feel like Madison Montgomery, I don't know. I don't know if she would do that to me or not. But still, out of this group, I would marry her. And sadly, Bonnie, I would kill her. The reason why is because she's the most boring out of these three. She's the most normal. And since now we're in the second round, I am getting more into the unique people who are going to give me, like, the most unique experience. So she's dead. And then Marie Laveau, I would hook up with her because I would marry her, but she is beholden to that demon guy. I can't remember what his name was. He had the hat, and he was like, "You owe me. You have to bring me babies to sacrifice, or else I'm gonna put you in hell," or whatever. Like, she's tied to that guy, and so I do not want to be in a long-term relationship with somebody who is tied to a demon. Madison Montgomery, no matter how bad she is, she's not tied to anyone except for herself and her little damaged problems, and she's really high maintenance and ugh. But still, like, I'd much prefer to be with her forever than to be with somebody who has to sacrifice babies. And I forgot about that too in round one. I was like, oh yeah, this bitch sacrifices innocent babies, like, so that she can have all this power and she can be the queen that everybody thinks she is in the show. Like, no thanks. So I would just hook up with her. I mean, she still is really hot, and I think her powers could make you have a really good time and everything. So that would be all that I would do. Unfortunately, it's sad that she turned out that way, because honestly, they didn't have to give her a storyline where she sold her soul or whatever to a demon. Like, they could have had it to where she was just that powerful because she knew how to use powers, and that would have been just as good. Next up, we have Hazel Evers, the maid from Season 5, the Killer Nurse Sisters from Season 6, and Maggie from Season 4. I would hook up with Hazel Evers. And the reason why is because Hazel Evers is really in love with James Patrick March. And I don't know if, once again, if she would be that in love with anybody else. She seemed like she was fully devoted to him. I can't even remember, though, the conclusion to that story of her being in love with him, but I just feel like she's got baggage and she's not perfect, but I would still hook up with her because why not? Because you know why? The Killer Nurse Sisters, I would kill them without hesitation. I mean, I can't believe that those people made it past round one. I mean, yeah, they are twins, and that is exciting, but not exciting enough to get killed by them so that then they can spell the letter of my whatever name, first or last name, on the wall. You know, like, F that shit. Like, we didn't even learn, like, why they wanted to do that. Like, there was no purpose to them spelling out murder on the wall. So, like, they just really are that messed up in the head. Like, it would be one thing, like, if they thought that if they spelled murder that they could cause world peace or something. But, like, no, they're just fucked up in the head. And then finally you got Maggie from season 4. I would marry her. Because she is just pure goodness, inside and out. She's not high maintenance like Madison Montgomery. She's really, really likable. She's really loyal. She ends up making the right decision and betraying Stanley. She's perfect. I mean, she's everything you could want. And she motivates you to try to make you be your best self. Like when she was trying to make Lobster Boy clean up his act when he fell off the deep end. Next up, you got Sister Jude from season 2, Desiree from season 4, and then Fiona Good from season 3. My chair is really old, by the way. I don't know if you guys can, like, notice, but, like, it's funny because the chair that I had before this, the computer chair, it never squeaked as much as this. It would only, like, make noise when I would get up from the chair. And it would make, like, a as I would stand up. But, like, this chair, you hear that? Sorry. So, Sister Jude, I would hook up with her. And that's because she could do all the role-playing. She could do stuff with the nun outfit, all that kind of thing. Even though I really, really like her character, she was very, very damaged. I mean, she killed someone on accident back when she was a younger woman. And then she sort of had the Stanford Prison Experiment effect where she became in charge of that asylum and she lost her head. And so that's kind of a turnoff because she did hurt a lot of people and allow them to get hurt. Like, remember, she wanted to sterilize 2 of the characters in the prison. Like, ooh, that's vile. So I just couldn't marry her, even though another character on this list is arguably also pretty evil. I know it is also Jessica Lange, the vanilla cupcake, but this vanilla cupcake just ain't worth it. And Desiree, I would kill her. Because I didn't know if it was like Angela Bassett's acting or just the lack of a good script for her character. Because her character was really lackluster. And somehow she survived the season. Like, she was one of the weakest characters. But she talked like this. And she was like really over dramatic with the way she talked. And I feel like that would get really old if you had a partner who talked like this all the time. Like, this is what she would be like. And oh God, I made myself sick doing that. God. I'm not going to do that anymore, I'll tell you. But just imagine, like, that voice, hearing that, "Good morning, honey." Like, just this overly dramatic, like, I don't know what she was trying to do, like some 1950s stereotype or something, making her voice really, like, overly dramatic, but, like, even though she's got 3 boobs, no thanks. Nah. I mean, you got 2 Jessica Lange characters here. I mean, what do you want me to do? Sorry, like, as soon as you got Jessica Lange here, it was like, it was not even a contest, basically. And then finally you got Fiona Good from season 3. I would marry Fiona Good. And here's why. She's got powers in the real world, but even though she's like this, you know, they portray her at first as this really strong and independent character who, you know, she's going to be a really, really powerful person, and, you know, she's going to beat everyone, and she's going to be uber powerful, and, you know, she even, you know, kills Madison Montgomery, like, ooh, she's badass. But then in the second half, she gets bitch slapped by Axeman, and she just becomes like his bitch. And so I feel like that's kind of cool. Like, her character, she'll be your bitch. And, like, you can take her to a Naughty Pine house in the immortal afterlife, and you can just make her your bitch for eternity. And so, like, I feel like making the vanilla cupcake my bitch is like an attractive eternity, honestly. Like, Sister Jude, who knows what happens with her. But Fiona Good, you can get trapped with her forever, and she can't do shit. So, I know that that's pretty dark, but I'm just saying that, like, her character, I don't know, like, her character's not as, like, evil and selfish as she's made out to be, because then in the second half, Axeman is just able to tame her. And, you know, it's not my fault, it's the writers' fault, you know. The writers are the ones who made her the biatch in the second half to Axeman. And so I feel like I could do that too. And out of all these 3, that would be the most fun. Because it's just funny how she has this, like, really strong persona in the first half. And you can tear all that down, as it turns out. And you can do whatever you want. Now, I wouldn't do anything evil. I'll just say that. Like, I know that sounds, like, sinister. But, you know, I would just be happy that, like, you can get this really powerful, like, woman with magic powers and just make her your beach. So next up, you got Cordelia from Season 3, Elsa Mars from Season 4, and then Sister Mary from Season 2. I would kill Cordelia from Season 3, unfortunately. And that is just because the other 2 are just better. Like, this is a crybaby character where she was so stupid. First, she got blinded with acid. And then she got her eyesight restored. And then she purposefully stabbed her eyes out so that she could get psychic powers. And then I think she got her eyes back again. What a weirdo. Like, just come on. Like, that's just weird. She was a pretty good person, but she also has trouble making children, so that's pretty unattractive. Especially because I think, for what I remember, she didn't want to adopt. So, you got 2 others here. And, you know, Elsa Mars, I would just hook up with her because I feel like her character, she is a little bit evil. I mean, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a teensy-weensy little bit too evil for me. She's not the most evil out of all the Jessica Lange characters, but she's evil enough to say, look, I would have a romp in the hay with her, and then I would go bye-bye. Because I thought about, like, she's had a lot I mean, she's past her prime, too. Like, she's past hitting her wall as well. Because, like, I mean, just thinking about, like, the beginning of the season, you got the freak show, and this guy is going to kick them out of the cornfield, or whatever, the big field. And then, she lets him take advantage of her. And just thinking about, like, ew. Like, no thanks. Like, I'm not marrying her. Especially when you got Sister Mary, who is, we'll talk about that. But, like, sorry, this, even though she is Jessica Lange and she's really, really pretty amazing, this character I'm just going to have to hook up with and go bye-bye. And lastly, we have Sister Mary from Season 2. I would marry her because she's probably a virgin, which is very hard to find in 2023. That's basically like finding a unicorn in the dating world. And then also, she's a really good person, and she's really likable and nice, and she did not really let the power go to her head until she got possessed by a demon, or she got possessed by Satan, actually. But the thing is that maybe in the alternate universe that I'm in this tournament, maybe she never gets possessed. And maybe Yo Mama gets possessed instead. Next up, we have the influencer from Season 6, Audrey from Season 6, and Alma from Season 2. You guys are going to be shocked at this. I would hook up with the influencer from Season 6. And the reason is because even though she is a really obnoxious feminazi, I feel like you could probably just have a good time with her and just put up with it and know that, like, you're not going to be forced to, like, be with her forever. So it's like, I can just let it all go in one ear and out the other and just, play pretend until the next morning. Like, her character is pretty dumb. She goes back to Roanoke a second time after being able to escape. But it would be fun to impale her before she gets impaled for real in Roanoke. Plus, this is the only Taste of Verminga character who, like, made it this far. And honestly, like, the actress herself would make it even farther because she's really pretty. It's just that her characters were not very good. Honestly. Like, the first season character was a teenager, and she was already kind of screwy. The second season character... Did she have a second season character? I don't even think she did. I can't even remember if she was in Season 2 ever. But in Season 3, her character sucked. And they made it seem like she would be the main character, but then she wasn't. And then also, if you had sex with her, you died. And then in Season 4, I don't think she's in it, or Season 5, so that just leaves her obnoxious character in Season 6, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take one for the team, because I really like how pretty she is, and also, I do feel like even though she is a feminazi, she was probably a good enough person. She's not like a bad person like a lot of the feminazis nowadays. But next up is Audrey from Season 6. And I would marry the shit out of Audrey from Season 6. I mean, she's just perfect in every way, shape, or form. There's literally no flaws to be had with her character. She's smart, she's an actress, she's pretty, she survives like the longest out of everyone. She cares about people and helping them survive Roanoke, and so I would marry her for sure. And that just leaves Alma. I would kill Alma because there really wasn't very much of a chance to get to know her. Like, even though she was pretty normal, there wasn't really much of a time period where you got to, like, see what she was all about. So, I'm just going to have to kill her and forget about her, because she's kind of forgettable anyway. And then next up, you have Black Dahlia from Season 1, Moira, the young version, from Season 1, and the real Lee Harris from Season 6. This is the last one for round 2. I would kill the Black Dahlia, unfortunately. I mean, I guess in this situation, I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel really bad about killing Black Dahlia. She was already killed in real life. That's terrible. I'm such a shitty person for now. I just thought about part 2 of this series, and I thought about there's no way that I'll be killing Sharon. So, I mean, she'll probably end up winning the second tournament. And that's just a prediction, because, like, I don't know. I guess I will stick to my guns and kill Black Dahlia, because here's the thing. The other 2 characters are really good, and this isn't, let's just say this isn't the real person we're talking about here. This is a TV character. I mean, she never went to this guy in the murder house in real life. The murder house never existed. She never went to that guy to, like, get an abortion or something or whatever. Like, that's just a bunch of BS, so I'll just take her out of the picture, because it's not the real person, and so I don't feel bad about it. Moira, the young version, she is too hard to pass up. I mean, come on. Come on. So I chose to hook up with her, because I feel like even though she would be good to hook up with, her character is very vengeful, and I don't really know how it would be to be with her other than, like, the main hookup. Like, I don't really know much about her other than the fact that she was betrayed, and then I think she committed, like, a murder-suicide or something. So I would just hook up with her and be done with it. And lastly, okay, this is the reason why I chose the real Lee. It's because Pepper's sister won, and she would have been in this tournament, in this round, and I chose to put Lee here instead. And I will marry the real Lee from Season 6. Why? Because she's pretty cool. And I feel like even though she is kind of a weirdo, she is a killer, she never really answers for her crimes, honestly. If she really loved me the way that she loved her shitty daughter Flora, like, who's like the ultimate bratty bitch character, I feel like who knows what she would be willing to do for me. Because, like, she was willing to kill herself so that she could protect a ghost in the afterlife just to make her shitty daughter happy. Her shitty bratty daughter Flora. So if she's willing to do that, who knows what she'll do for me. Now we move on to round 3. I already predetermined these, by the way, because I just couldn't resist. I mean, and also it would be hard to type and talk at the same time. Round 3, the first group, we have the Countess from Season 5, Madison Montgomery from Season 3, and Maggie from Season 4. I would hook up with the Countess. I know that that's going to surprise people, but honestly, Maggie trumps the Countess. Because Maggie is just too perfect. And so, F the Countess. Here's why. She's really sexy, and it would be really nice to hook up with her. But there was one thing that she did, a lot of things. She was very manipulative. There's that thing where Angela Bassett got with that guy, and she was jealous, so she killed him and all of his friends. But also, the main thing is there was that one part where she was with that model guy, and she takes him into the room with this other guy who's, like, naked, and he says, "I'm not gay," and she says, "You're going to be gay for an hour," and I'm like, no, No thanks, Countess. Like, even if this is the Countess, if this is Lady Gaga, I'm not turning gay for an hour. Sorry. Fuck that shit. So anyways, next up we have Madison Montgomery from Season 3. I would kill her just because this group has 2 other candidates who are a little bit better. But I am shocked that Madison Montgomery made it this far, because I was really not much of a fan of her, and I still am not a fan of her. I'm a fan of the actress. I think she's talented, pretty talented. She's the only good thing about the new season. But kill her. Lastly, we have Maggie from Season 4. I would marry her because, just as I said, she's perfect, and she's a lot more normal than the other 2. She's also unique at the same time because, look, you could probably take her anywhere and go anywhere with her and just do whatever and be really happy. Like, the fact that she's willing to be at this freak show and pretend that she's working there as a tarot card reader. And she did a good job with that, too. I just feel like you could put her anywhere and she'll excel. And someone like that is really, really attractive. You know, someone who can just adapt to any situation and be happy. And I feel like anyone could be happy with Maggie. Next up, we have Fiona Good from Season 3, Sister Mary from Season 2, and Audrey from Season 6. Now, Fiona Good, I would kill her because she's not a virgin. Sister Mary is. So then I would hook up with Sister Mary and I would marry Audrey. Audrey is just perfect. She was the easy winner out of this grouping anyway. Like, it was really like a toss-up between the other 2 in terms of the fucking kill. But Audrey was just an easy Mary candidate. A marrying kind of person. Finally, for round 3 to be done, we have the real Lee Harris, Moira the Young Maid, and Hypodermic Sally. And this is all because there were no other 2 candidates from to put here. It would have just been Lee is the odd person out. So, I chose 2 other people to bring back, and those are the 2 that I chose. I brought back Hypodermic Sally. And guess what, guys? I'm going to kill the real Lee. Because she's crazy. And then I'm going to hook up with Moira, the young version, again. Because why not? Second time. Or actually, maybe a third time. Because she made it this far. And then I will marry Hypodermic Sally. So Hypodermic Sally has made it to the final round. She is that good. Boom. See how it works, guys? It's pretty weird, isn't it? It's a little biased, it's a little strange, but it's fun. The last matchup of round 1. This is round 4, actually, not round 1, but part 1 of the tournament. Round 4. Maggie from Season 4, Audrey from Season 6, and Hypodermic Sally from Season 5. I'm going to shock everyone. First, I'm going to start off with the kill to build up the suspense. I would kill Hypodermic Sally because the other 2 candidates are just a little bit better. Now, we have 2 others here who are pretty perfect. I mean, they are both like 10 out of 10s in terms of personality, looks, everything. But, this is so hard. Because actually, I chose a different outcome before this video. But now that I'm thinking about it and that I've talked it out in this video, I'm thinking about a different outcome entirely. So I am actually going to change my mind. I'm going to do a switcheroo. Sorry, Audrey. I am going to hook up with Audrey from season 6. And the reason is because she was really in love with Rory. And I feel like she is perfect. I mean, honestly, her winning this part of the competition would have been fine with me. I did put her as the original person to win. But if she is really just in love with Rory, then she's in love with Rory. And Maggie is not like that. You know, after the Lobster Boy screwed up with her over and over and over again, she said, F you. And I feel like I wouldn't screw up with Maggie. I would not be like Lobster Boy and hook up with Ima Wiggles and get drunk all day long. I would run off with Maggie, and so I'm going to marry Maggie from season 4. She's perfect in every way, shape, or form. She ended up making the right decision in the end. She always tried to do the right thing, so like even when she was working for Stanley, there was that time where she was going to have to kill, what was the little person's name? I can't remember, the little girl, the Indian girl. She was tasked with killing her, and she almost went through with it, but she's like, no, I'm not going to do this. This is awful. So even when she's on the bad team, she still can't even do bad things, basically. So I'm going to take... No, actually, no. No, I'm not content with that, because I do really like Audrey from season 6. Guys, I'm going to have to do something unprecedented. This is how hard it is with me in making decisions. Get out my wallet here. Let's see. Where's the coins? Coins. I only have dimes and pennies. Fuck. Coins. I gave all my quarters to Safi so that she could play with them like a child. Ooh, that's a coin that's so dark you can't even... It's a nickel. You can't even see what's in there. What's on there. Okay. We have a dime here. I am going to have to flip. And if it lands on heads, Audrey Tyndall is going to win. And if it lands on tails, Maggie is going to win. Even though I already made up my mind and then I actually changed my mind, this is so damn hard. Because, I mean, come on here. I mean, God, it's so tough. I've never had this much of a problem before. And this also goes to show, by the way, it probably would be a good idea to do the fuck, marry, kill thing, because it's a lot more about personality. For all the other shows and movie series. Let's see. Oh, shit. It landed on the phone where I'm recording. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, shit. It landed on tails. Damn it. Okay. Maggie wins. Maggie wins. Yay. The No Stakes Tournament. Part 1, American Horror Story Fuck, Marry, Kill Tournament. Maggie from Season 4 wins. This is unprecedented. I never expected Emma Roberts to win anything in this competition, but she has won. She has won, and I'm officially with her, but we'll have to see if in part 2, if there's another person who will end up beating her, because at the end of part 2, Emma will be facing off with whoever wins that part. So anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up, comment, and tell me what you think. Would you have made different decisions? And then please subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more videos like this that are honest and fun. Because this is just for fun. It's just something to do. to entertain you guys. It's not anything that I took that seriously. So goodbye, everybody. See you soon.